What's wrong, buddy? You seem mad.
Oh, do I, Marvin? Do I seem mad?
Oh, you found out they made Oreo Coke.
What the fuck did you just say to me? Tell me I didn't just hear what I heard.
Anything. Anything. Anything.
What is this? What is this?
You miss him, huh? Pierre-Jean.
Yeah, that's bull crap.
I just got done watching episode 3 of The Wokalite, and it was a big old piece of trash.
Huh?
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
Holy fuck! Oh! Damn! Oh my god! Hey guys, it's Dan, your host, your Dan's Reviews, and today we are back with our full review for 2024. We're here to look back on the year that was 2024 and give our thoughts on all the entertainment and all the stuff that we have seen this year for 2024. So, we love to do this every year. Thank you all for stopping by, and, well, get a drink. I know I have one. I'm gonna be sitting here for a while as we discuss the entertainment we had this year for 2024. So, man, this was a packed year. This was really packed. I guess I'll get started with this. 2024, how is it for you guys? How is it for y'all? Did you enjoy your year? I personally really enjoyed my year a lot this year. This was probably my favorite year of the 2020s, admittedly. Yeah, this was really fun. This was a really good year. A lot of great stuff going on in my personal life. And, well, for the channel, we had massive milestones hit this year, y'all. We started with 200,000 subscribers, and now we're at 300,000 subscribers. We jumped I think 150,000 this year. It's insane. So this is easily the craziest year I've seen for the channel. This year, last year, have been crazy. And I know the 2025 are probably going to, just somehow top that because y'all blow me away every year with the support that you bring the channel. So anyway, we got a lot to talk about, though. We got a lot of entertainment, so let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into the entertainment we had this year for 2024. So we start off with a banger this year. We're starting with The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. Now, this is one of my favorite seasons that came out of television this year, despite how I feel about the conclusion of it. I very much enjoyed this season. I very much enjoyed watching the return and the conclusion of Rick Grimes, and it was the most hyped up spinoff of my entire life. And for the most part, I would say it paid off. I thought it was a great show. I thought it was a great love story. I thought it was a great series for the CRM. We got all the answers that we wanted to get for the most part. It definitely led on to be more than it was, but it was really good, for sure. I loved the show. I thought it was great, a good standalone, and a great way to kick off entertainment. Probably the strongest kickoff to an entertainment, year ever, really, with The Ones Who Live. You get the return of Rick Grimes. I mean, come on, fantastic. Now, next up we had, during the airing of The Ones Who Live, a little bit after, was Invincible 2B. Now, Invincible 2B was a fantastic half. It was only a few episodes, though. It was a really, really short, process, but I really enjoyed seeing this season. I really enjoyed seeing the wrap-up of Invincible Season 2. I really have to say, the more and more you watch of Omni-Man, the more insane he gets, and this was no exception. I mean, this was an insane half season. Lots of gore, lots of just great action, and overall, a lot of really great character stuff, and they're kind of building a lot of their stories up, and a lot of them I know from the comics. I'm not even going to talk about it fully, because they're building to something that I'm really excited to see, but that's for next year. But Season 2B was really good of Invincible. It was only a few episodes, but I enjoyed it. Now, next up, we have World Gone Mad, The Prey, Season 1. Now, this is a season that I kind of just dumped on y'all. This is a creation of mine. This is a creation of my own. It is the first ever piece of spin-off content that World Gone Mad franchise has ever dished out to anybody, and I heard a crazy reaction from y'all. I really didn't know if this was going to work. I had this story in mind for many, many years, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be executed right, if people were even going to like it. And immediately people were telling me, okay, when's season 2? When's season 2? Like, this is crazy. So, and if you have seen the first season, you'll know that it is a massive love letter in some areas to the early days of the main series. It does have its little qualities like that kind of tie into some of the stuff of the main show. I'm not even going to say anything else aside from that. Just go ahead and watch it if you're a WGM fan. But that was season 1 of The Prey this year. Very out of nowhere, out of the blue series. So that was that. Now, next up we have Fallout season 1. Now, this, in my opinion, is the strongest season of any TV series this year. This was the best. I loved the adaptation of Fallout. I loved Lucy. I loved Ghoul. I loved Maximus. I loved the backstory. I loved the plot twists. I loved the cinematography, the music. It was such a incredible series. It was such a just bang-on series. And, you know, I'd say me saying it's the best series this year is pretty objective, considering it won adaptation of the year. You know, usually them Game Awards are rigged, and maybe it was, but I'm still happy that, you know, this won, because I thought it was fantastic. It was such a great series, such a well-written story, and such a faithful adaptation to what they were doing. It was really, really fantastic the way that they did that. Next up is World Gone Mad 4A. Now, this was a long overdue half, man. Y'all know the trouble I went through to do this. I've explained it in videos before. This was a insane release for me, because I just didn't ever expect it. There were times where, like I said, I didn't even expect to be able to release this, you know, this year. So, was very happy with how this came out. We attempted a lot of things with this half season. We attempted a comedy episode, which I was not sure how that was going to work out, but we went for it anyway, because y'all know I like to take risks with my writing, and it was a big year for that half. It was really big to see that one finally come out to all of y'all, and get to see the apostles in all their glory, and the bishop backstory episode, and, you know, some of those big things that we got to see. It was really big. It was a really, really big, you know, time for it. Next up, we have, which this one's a big one. The next one is The Boys Season 4. Now, The Boys Season 4, man, oh my god. You know, some people don't like it, and I understand that. But I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought season 4 of The Boys was fantastic. The only real problem I had was Joe Kessler, and maybe minor Frenchie plots here and there. Aside from that, this was a great season. I loved the stuff with Homelander as usual, Butcher with the symbiote powers and stuff. You know, you got to see so many great things. I found like the Deep got a massive upgrade, you know. There were so many things to love about this season. And the finale was one of the most just insane episodes of anything I've seen this whole year. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane. So, The Boys Season 4 was a great season this year. Homelander with the lab episode and stuff. Yeah, you can't tell me that ain't a good season. That's a great season. And I'm going to defend it to the ends of the earth, because I know a lot of people don't really like it, but there you go. Take a little sip of water here. All right. Next up, we have House of the Dragon Season 2. Now, House of the Dragon Season 2, man, I was not happy with this year. Not happy at all. If you saw my reviews, you know how I felt. I was not happy with it at all. On contrary to The Boys, because The Boys was airing around the time that this was, The Boys impressed me. House of the Dragon disappointed me. I really liked the first season of House. I did not like the second season. I did not like the Daemon storyline at all. I did not like anything to do with the rivalry between Alicent and Rhaenyra. It fell apart very quickly, and there was a lot of cringe to it, and there was a lot of really weird writing decisions. It wasn't all bad, but it wasn't a great season. I would say it's a mid-as-hell season. That's what I'd say. Now, the next one we had is Star Wars The Acolyte. Now, shit. I mean, absolute shit. I don't know what the hell happened with Star Wars, but they did not do a good job there. They did not do a good job there at all. Holy frig. I couldn't even finish it. I watched a few episodes and I was like, sucker, I'm out. You know? I am out. Terrible season. And honestly, it's the introductory way of me saying, Star Wars, you fucking suck this year. I'm not gonna lie. It was terrible. It was really bad. I wasn't happy with it. It was cringe. It was bad. The writing was shit. Everything was bad. It was so bad. Honestly, Star Wars fans, I know, it hurts, I know. Next up, back to something positive. Next up, we have The Prey Season 2, very quickly after Season 1. The Prey Season 2, we got a lot of things. I think the biggest thing that I remember everybody talking to me about when this season ended was, the the new addition of Vel Hazer. She's something. Yeah, she's got an interesting way about her, to put it that way. But this season dealt with a lot. We had the resolution of the Urban family, of course, the cannibals and stuff, which was a big season for that. And we had a massive ending with Ragnar and the death of, well, not going to say who, low-key. I'm going to kind of leave that for anybody that wants to watch it. But yeah, it was big. It was a big season with a lot of things to kind of deal with. And I felt like we raised the stakes from season 1 and we went even bigger with some of the stuff that we did that season. It was really crazy. It was crazy to write that season, and there was a lot of, big story pieces that happened there that were just insane. Next up, we have Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, this is an incredible movie. This is an incredible movie. I love this movie so much. It is such a well-done story. It is such a well-done, third part to this Deadpool story, and to get to see the actors back, I mean, I can't even emphasize how great it was to see them lead their own movie together. It honestly, to me, was one of the best pieces of cinema this year. It was so good. Marvel, it ain't perfect. It definitely ain't perfect, but this movie was, and this movie was great. This movie was a fun time. I genuinely had a great time with it, and I enjoyed the absolute hell out of it. It was really good. Now, next up, we have Cobra Kai 6A. Now, this was a solid, first half of a season. I liked it. I thought it was good. I didn't necessarily like some of the bickering we had in this half season. There were definitely some off moments, and Tori's storyline this season, I didn't really care for, but I'll say this, I did enjoy, Master Kim. I did enjoy Kreese's storyline this season, this half season, and I liked a lot of what they went for. I thought it was a good enough half season. It built up the story well. I just think that they could have done better on a few writing decisions, but I think for the most part, they did a good enough job. The next one is Borderlands. Absolute garbage. Absolute dumpster fire. Absolute cringe-worthy movie of Borderlands. I haven't even played the Borderlands games, and I didn't like this movie. I can only imagine what it's like for the people that have played the games, which I'm looking to get into it soon, so, I don't know. I hope the games are better than this, let's put it that way. I really do hope the games are better, because good lord, what the actual frig was this? It was so bad. Water break. Everybody, cheers, 2024. Here's to 2025. All right, next up, we have Sorrowful Ones, The Sorrowful Ones Season 3. Now, this was a big season for the showrunner community. This was a really big one. I was added as a writer for this project, along with, of course, the sole writer, Mega Matt, and Rowdy. We all worked very hard on this season. This is honestly one of the most unique projects I've ever worked on in my life. This is a crazy show, and I've been able to add a lot of, big things, stuff that you haven't seen yet, and the stuff that you watched this year. This season was massive. We had 8 episodes. They were very lengthy episodes. We saw so many things with Don Harry and some of the crazy villains that we experienced this season. We wrapped up a crazy story with the Wrong Man this season, which was one of the most eventful episodes I've ever worked on. It's such a great episode, and such a great, experience working on this season in general. It was a really fun time, and I thank Mega Matt for letting me on the project. It was absolutely great to work on it, and there's so many great things to work on in the future with the three of us. I feel like the three of us, me, Mega Matt, and Rowdy, we make a great team on this show, and I think the work is definitely paying off, because it sounds like you guys really enjoyed the season. So I love the team that we have. I think it's very fun to do. The next one is World Gone Mad 4B. Now, World Gone Mad 4B was a really exciting one, too, because I was able to add a new writer to World Gone Mad, which was Mega Matt, the one that does the previous show I just mentioned. And he did an incredible job adding his own, spin to World Gone Mad in 4B. 4B has a lot of writing that was already there, and 4B has a lot of writing that he added, and he did a great job with it, too. I really did enjoy the way that he did his writing. I love the way that he did his work on this show, and it really showed in this second half. And I mean, on top of everything else, this half season concluded The Apostles, which was a storyline that I was so excited to wrap up, because it took us a good while to get it done. And we jumped into so many things. We slowly introduced Ziltramite to y'all, and we slowly kind of introduced some things that you have yet to see in the franchise coming up. We played with time a lot. We did some prequel type of content with Urban's family. It was a really exciting and unique and different half season. It was a lot of fun. It's my most proud I've been on a part of World Gone Mad so far is that half season, because I feel like we had such a challenge. We had so many things stacking up against us, and we came out with a half season that I was very happy with. Next up we have is Wasteland World 5A. Now, 5A of Wasteland World was massive. This was massive. This was, I mean, some of the most lengthy, character-focused episodes we've ever seen of Wasteland World. It was big. I got to do kind of my own episode this season with the Samuel episode, episode 4. I got to lead that entire episode, and it was a blast to do. It was really fun. I get to play a really crazy character named Orin, if you haven't seen him yet. Really crazy. I get to voice act as him, and it's really fun because, again, like, this is a type of show where, you know, it's filmed in a game, you know what I'm saying? So it's very different than a lot of other shows that you end up watching, and it's so creative. I feel like we've been able to come up with so many advanced things in comparison to where the show started to here we are now, and 5A just really set the bar, I'd say, for what this show has been able to do, and it's a massive team working behind it. Like, it's me and several other people. It's a really big series, and it's a really, really fun one to work on. It's really, really fun. So that's another one from the showrunner community. Next up we have is Lost. Lost, we did start reviewing on the channel, so I figured I'd make a little segment for this one. Lost was so much fun to review. We're in season 2 currently right now. Now, I personally have finished Lost. I finished watching the show about a month ago. But we are reviewing every single episode because I know you guys are enjoying the reviews for that show. So currently right now we're in season 2. I think we'll definitely finish off the show next year at one point. And Lost is a really, really fun show to cover, and it's still actively going right now on the channel. So hope you guys have been enjoying all the reviews for Lost, and I definitely wanted to make a slot for it because it's a really, really fun show to cover. Now, next one is 3B of the Road Rats. So this is the Survival of the Fittest spinoff series. This is the final batch of episodes for that show ever. So that was a massive, massive thing. And I also got added as a writer for the Survival of the Fittest franchise, which is a massive, massive highlight for me this year, is the trade-off that me and Mega Matt did with our own franchises. And for this project, I was able to come in and really add a lot to the final episode of the show that y'all saw a few months back, and got to close out the show. And that was really exciting, and I was very happy to, you know, help out with that. And I felt like these episodes were just balls off the wall. I mean, they were crazy. If you've seen them, you know, the Road Rats went out in a massive, massive fashion. It really did. So that is a concluding series this year. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. So very, very fun there. Next up, we have The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol Season 2. Probably the longest title in the history of recaps I've ever had to friggin' talk about. This season was fine. This season was okay. It was, you know, it was there. It was pretty all right. It definitely was not season 1. I felt like they did a lot of really bad writing decisions this season, in particular with Isabel, and in particular with the conclusion of the Pouvoir. Just kind of felt like a waste of time, but there were things I liked. Like, I enjoyed Ash. Carol coming over was cool. I enjoyed the action sequences. France is always great. And yeah, you know, it was a solid, decently average season, but I don't think it was anything special. It felt very just there to me. You know what I'm saying? Next up is Yellowstone 5B. Now, this was a mixed bag for me. I mean, there's some things I liked about this, but there's also things that I didn't quite like. You know, it was kind of up in the air. It was a little bit up in the air, I'm not gonna lie. But it was fine. It was a good ending, though. I think it ended well. Yellowstone had a good conclusion. I felt like it took a while to get there, you know what I'm saying? But it was good. It was a good conclusion, and I felt like Yellowstone had a good enough, you know, finish off. Next up is Cobra Kai 6B. Wow. This is admittedly a highlight for me this year. This was really good. This was a really, really, really good half season. The whole thing is at the Sakai Takai, and we get to see, of course, everything with, you know, the two teams, the Iron Dragons coming in, you know, Kreese being just an absolute maniac, and, well, Terry Silver being reintroduced to the season, you know, and they took a risk this season that no other took. Like, they actually killed a character in this show. They actually killed a character by the karate tournament, and that was just insane to me. So that was another massive, massive, massive thing there. All right. We're getting the final batch now. From season 3. Now, this is technically a 2024 season because this aired in 2024. We got caught up in 2024 too on this amazing series. From season 3 is a massive highlight for me this year. I would rank this at number 2 as my second favorite season of television this year. This season was just insane. I mean, from the beginning to end, I mean, the winter aesthetic, the overall just vibe, the deaths were insane this season. The plot twist, the cliffhanger of the season, finally getting to get some info on what this place really is. This season was crazy. This season was insane and so well done. It's unbelievable. It was such a great season of television this year. And I gotta say, I really felt like this season outdid seasons 1 and 2, which is saying something because I like the first 2 seasons, but season 3 was just like mind-boggling. Like it plays with your mind completely in a really, really good way, though. Really great way. Unfortunately, let's turn to one of the worst things I've seen this year. Star Wars Skeleton Crew. I have not gotten past the first 2 episodes, and admittedly, I don't plan to. I did not like this show at all. Why would I torture myself and watch more? You know what I'm saying? This was not good. This was not a good show. I don't like it. Listen, I know some people enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. That's fine. But for me personally, this was the most just ridiculous season I've ever seen. Star Wars seriously, suffered this year. I don't know what happened to them, but they suffered this year. I'm looking forward to this Mando movie because we kind of need it. I'm not gonna lie. Skeleton Crew, throw that in there with Acolyte. It was terrible. Next up, we have Dexter Original Sin. Now this was big. This was big. This was really big. And it is still going on right now, so it's kind of tough to talk about it. But at least the first 4 episodes that we had this year was really, really good. It was really good. It was well done, very well executed. And overall, Original Sin, I think it's such a perfect way to tell a backstory for Dexter. The acting and the castings were so accurate, and overall, I think it's a flawlessly done show. It really is. It's a great example on how you tell a prequel. Now, next up, in the final movie of the year, we had Trailer Park Boys, which was insane. Trailer Park Boys standing on the shoulders of kitties. Now, I loved this movie. I loved it. Getting to see the boys back after all these years, getting to see Bubbles tour the world with Billy Bob Thornton, you know what I'm saying? It was really good. It was a really fun movie. This is my personal favorite movie of the year. Maybe I'm biased because Trailer Park Boys is a childhood thing for me, but it's absolutely my favorite movie I watched this year. It was such an exciting, thing to see the boys back and getting to see a really high budget movie across and overseas and stuff. It just was so unique and it was so fun to see. It was a really, really fun movie to watch. Now, next up we had Squid Game, of course. Squid Game Season 2. Now, this was one of my other favorite seasons this year. I think this season really proved to us that season 1 was not just a lucky shot. This show was good. This show was good, and it's incredible at the moment. So many great things, seeing how experienced Gi-hun is, getting to see more lore on the Pink Soldiers, the frontman getting a massive character upgrade, and so many other things. I mean, it's such a great season. I know not everybody liked it, but it's one of my personal favorites this year. And I think they did a really, really great job with it. I really do. And, I just thought overall the brand and everything else that they did, I thought it was really well handled. And while this is scheduled to release, I think by the time this video is out, this might already even be out, but I'm not going to talk about spoilers just in case. There is another showrunner community entertainment project that released this year, which is The Plague, the Son of Anthony. Now, this is a franchise that I haven't covered in a good few years, but I did want to acknowledge it because the hard work that this guy put into this movie was really big, and it was really massive. It really was. It was almost a 2-hour movie on the story of Anthony's son from the main original Plague series, and it was really well executed from him, and he did a great job with it. He really, I could tell he had a lot of, passion for the project and a lot of, overall, the production for an independent project in particular, I think this really was impressive. So I would definitely say that as well too. So that is The Plague, the Son of Anthony. Now that leaves us with one other thing, which is the just slight beginning to the Prey Season 3. So we'll include this as well. Slightly started the Prey Season 3 this year. It really is next year, but I gave y'all the first 2 episodes early, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys had fun with that, and I'm not really going to talk about much because we're just getting started with that season, but that's where we left entertainment here, and that is where we left 2024. So I gotta tell you, man, this was a really, really great year. We had a lot of great entertainment. We had a lot of really great stuff going on for it, and overall, I think there was a lot of great writing. I'd say my top favorite shows this year would be Fallout, From, Squid Game, The Ones Who Live, The Boys. Those are my favorites, although there's a lot of other really great ones as well, too. So, that's not really saying too much. But there you guys go. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy, of course, 2025. We are going to be back with some channel updates for 2025, some of the content you can expect coming up this year for 2025, because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of things to look forward to. And coming up in 2025, we will do a lot of reviews for a lot of different shows. We're really spreading our wings this year, and that's my main thing. 2024, we really spread our wings on the channel, and 2025, we're going to keep spreading them wings, if you will. In the words of Negan from The Walking Dead, get down there, spread them wings, that's what we're doing. So it's a lot of fun, but I had a great year. I really did, and I hope you guys all did as well, too. 2024 was a really fun year for me, and I hope that 2025 will treat everybody well as well, too, and we got a lot of entertainment to cover, so there you go. Post comments down below. Of course, guys, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure, of course, to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos. Of course, make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.